Oh, almost dropped my coffee. Almost dropped my coffee there. Good day, mates. How's everyone doing? Bruce is on time. Haha, you're all late. I got here before Bojack and everyone. Haha. That's good. Oh, well, no one here. Gonna end this stream. Oh, no. Hello. Hey, Christopher Rollins, Andrew. Hope you're feeling better, man. Feedback. Fred, comment ça va, mon ami? Thank you, man. X Marker CD, hello to you. Thanks for stopping in, you guys. Gonna watch a cool video. Hey, Les. How's it going? Malalea 13, we finally have a clear night. In La Belle Province. Well, here this evening, it's not too good. So far, we have a lot of clouds, actually. I was sort of a little disappointed in the bit of the cloud that's outside. There was a star so bright in the. Maybe you guys can tell me which star it was, where it was in the western sky, really low on the horizon. Looked like the size of a small moon. I filmed the whole time that I was off with you guys this afternoon. As soon as it started getting darker, I'm going back outside to do some more filming. Again, right after the stream, that is for sure. I made a 13-minute video for the stream. Some real proof in videos. I know hundreds of channels say, well, we see bases on the moon. But I'd be honest with you, I've never been very impressed with the NASA images. I find that they don't show the surface, the real surface. It doesn't look like the surface that I'm capturing. There are bases, real bases, or constructed objects on the moon. That's confirmed. I'm confirming it to you 128,000%. And anyone who doesn't understand that, well, it doesn't matter. They're still there. No matter what we believe, it doesn't change what's on the moon. And we're going to look at that later. As close as I could get to plasma leaving the sun, really cool to be able to see. To give you an idea, to take a look at plasma, literally almost, if not bigger than Earth as it's leaving the sun. There's been a lot of CMEs and geomagnetic storms coming towards Earth that have hit Earth actually this week. So we're going to look at some plasma literally leaping up off of the sun. Harmon699, Ohio says, hello, Bruce and community. Thanks a lot, Harmon699, for the ongoing support. So you're feeling better, man? That's good, bro. Maybe something in the air, or who knows? I'm always sick. It seems that I'm always sick. Hey, merci, Feedback Fred. Ça fait plaisir. T'es dû pour un bon vidéo en français. J'ai capté un ovni qui est descendu, qui s'est changé comme dans un... on dirait que c'était de l'eau. Ça bougeait comme un nuage vagueux, pareil comme dans le fond de l'océan. Puis c'est le prochain vidéo. Demain, on a l'en direct, mais aussi en même temps, on va avoir la vidéo. Michel, how is it going? Hi, long time. Thank you very much for coming back. Always the same troubles, but the same good footage. I'm trying to push out. Thanks, Michelle, for stopping by. Hey, Smoke This. Good evening to you too. I'm doing well, man. Thanks a lot for asking. Yeah, Skinny Bob's in the house. Hey, Elios. How's it going? Thanks, Skinny Bob. Thanks a lot. Hello to you. Thanks for being here. How's it going, Peter Hyde? Thanks, man, for the ongoing support, you guys. I can't thank you all enough for coming by. A really good video today. Snuffy TC1, thank you, Wisconsin. Thanks for being members, you guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the help, you guys. Elias, how's it going, my friend? Nice to see you, man. I call everyone man, so don't worry about that. I have to be careful with that. It's man, everyone. Clear on South Shore. Here it's, yeah, I was wondering if it was Venus. It looks a little low to be Venus, though, but most likely it is. Usually it's way over to the other side. Have you noticed where the sun is today, where it went down? I had to move things that were on my counter, like fruits and stuff like that were right in the sun, which never comes in the side window. It was setting right on the side here as to setting in back. Usually I have the sun coming in the back door, and now the sun was coming in the door, the side window. Imagine. So it's like, wow, it's incredible. The sun's changing like that. There's a part in the year where the sun does that, and so does the moon. I don't know if it's a solstice or whatever, because of the equator. One point it shifts, but it's not in these months. It's in more in the other months. Geesh, a lot of action. Police tonight. There's nobody here. I don't know what they're doing here. Maybe they're rounding up my trolls. Paulo, hello to you. Thanks for being here, my friend. Lori, how's it going? Lori says she's got clouds in Kingston. Oh, over Kingston. Wow. Well, that's what's coming this way, Lori. The clouds over Kingston. All the UFOs I get are coming from Kingston, coming from Toronto. But it's funny. My mother lives about 30 minutes from me, and she's maybe 28, 30 minutes. And she gets beautiful skies when it's raining here, or opposite. Either it's beautiful here and it's raining in her end. So we never get the same weather. And we're just right close to each other. I looked about 30 minutes ago at Venus that way. So, okay, so that was it low? It was bright, man. It was so bright, which Venus always is very, very bright. But I assume it was the brightest star in the sky, and one of the lowest. But usually Venus is never, it's right out my window there. It's incredible. I was like, wow. Usually it's set off over to the other side because they're always moving, eh? Well, stars are always moving all the time. What do you think the pyramids are really for? See, that is an incredibly interesting question. Did they say that they buried kings in there, Egyptian kings, so that people wouldn't go in and it would remain hidden and close these areas? Because obviously people don't destroy graves and stuff like that. Snuffy TC1, thanks again for being members, my friends. So a lot of people say it has to do with the stars, and obviously too about Orion, the emplacement of the way the stars are in Orion. They say that it could have to do with that too, the alignment of maybe some mythical machine also, right? When you think of it. But I know the pyramids do fascinate me. And obviously it's just theory, but I wonder if there are any pyramids on any other planets. I got a lot of people saying, look at the pyramids on the moon. I've seen a lot of things on the moon. I've seen triangular shapes, but the shapes look like they're lying down. And often people get mixed up with objects that are either standing up or lying down. And that's because of the parallax, because of libration, the movement rocking back and forth of the moon. When it rocks back one way, everything really is pressed down, an optical illusion that objects are lying down. You film along the Terminator line, it shows everything elevated, all the high objects, and the sides of the craters look ever so high, and there's so many lines going to them. It makes no sense. The ejecta would be on the ground, and it would follow a normal path. It wouldn't be on straight lines going over mountaintops because it's very jagged, the surface of the moon. It's not flat in any way. It's very, very jagged. Brian Travis, how's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Jason, good evening to you. Thanks, man. Hey, Justin Branch, nice to see you guys. Nice to see you all coming back, my friends. Thank you, Justin. Hey, KM's in the house. Thanks for coming back, my friend. The Divine Sorcerer. Hello, man. I'm going to watch a 13-minute video in a bit. Good video of some of the research that you've seen on my channel, except the plasma. I'm going to get in nice and close. Frank from New Snegados channel, Spanish channel. Can't get over it. Over 1 million subscribers. And yesterday, I was shocked to see that I got a handful of subs, and I was expecting to get a lot more. Very mysterious how they're keeping the channel back. As subs is, it's just an extra thing. As long as they keep the channel up, that's the most thing. Obviously, we need more subs so people would see that the channel's a real channel and would be, interested and say, wow, there's this channel with 100,000 subscribers. There must be something good on the channel, right? That's what we assume. But we have an amazing community here. And that's the coolest part. Hey, Darla? And all you mods that have been here for a long time, we made some incredible friends here. We got a lot of hypocrites that come amongst us, but I think that's with every channel and stuff like that. But in general, a lot of the same good people come back here. Casa Nostra. Thanks, Casa Nostra. Another great support of the channel, you guys, the comments and everything you do coming to the streams. I really appreciate that. And 8:07, so the times I'm running a little back. I'll try to get ahead, not to run too slow. I always try answering all the comments, even though it's impossible. If they can read license plates from space, yeah, excuse me, you're absolutely right about that. They can see moon surface perfectly. Liars. You're absolutely right, Danny. I agree with you 100%. And it's true. They can literally see anything. And don't forget, they went back and showed the flag, apparently, that was on the moon. Would have had to Photoshop that one again. Photoshop it every 50, 60 years. Nothing to it. One day, a kid is going to grab his movie maker program and is going to realize that the moon was fake. And the kids are going to start seeing the truth about the moon. That's right, Justin. I don't know where Beth is. I do not know. Oh, Beth is going to join us probably a bit later because she's on break. She's going to be on break and try to sneak in. If not, it's because she's really busy working at the hospital. So thanks again, Luz or Luz. Proto, thanks for coming back, you guys. 718, thank you to you. Hey, Tony Brooks, how's it going, brother? Hi, Bruce. You good, Ace? UFO capture. Hey, thanks, man. Last video was pretty trippy, really trippy. But now it's the big lights on the moon that I want to show you guys. The ones I've shown before. The big, massive ones that are a mile, 2 miles wide. And they disappear and they appear further and they disappear and they appear further. You got to wonder what the hell that is. If it's the surface of the moon, it's actually, is it connections or points on the moon that are, showing electricity on the surface because something's going on the surface? Maybe that's why they have all the haze on the moon to hide what's going on, because it's literally under the surface. If you're just arriving to the channel here, I think pretty much everyone here has always been here. But if you get any new people coming to the channel, I'm going to prove to you that there is cloud, haze, or smoke on the moon. And I'm going to prove to you that the UFOs are stationed underneath by the thousands. Okay, maybe by the hundreds. Maybe I'm too wishful thinking. Maybe there's only 5 of them under the surface or 10 of them, but I see at least 10 of them. So maybe there could be 100. Maybe there could be 1,000, right? Literally under the haze, and they light up. And when they light up, the whole mist lights up, and it makes reflection and refraction of the sun, chromatic aberration. It's a lot of bullshit. There's UFOs literally underneath, and it could be a traffic too. So honestly, if there were cars there, we're not close enough to see that. People can laugh. I'm not saying there is cars there. There are cars there, but who knows? And again, who says that there's not a more elevated oxygen level on the moon? They say it's less. They say it's like 60 some percent or 50%, I think, of Earth. But let me tell you, I'm game to go there without a helmet. I got to try that. I'd give it a try. Go right to the surface without a helmet. The Moonfall movie. I don't know what that's about. Hey, guys, I am Mr. You ask me about movies, I am no good. I don't know Star Trek movies. I'm watching them in hiding once in a while to try to catch up with some of you guys. Some of you talked to me about ships, and you said, Bruce, that looks like a Vulcan ship, or it looks like a this or a that ship or that. I don't know any of the movies, the names of any of the ships. So I'm starting to look once in a while. I got a good laugh watching a Star Trek movie. Imagine having waited to watch a Star Trek movie for the first time after I've been researching space. It was hilarious because everything that they say in Star Trek movies, I don't know. It sort of looked like it was like a real, everything that they're saying, the terms they use, it's real, Like they go use these terms that we often haven't heard before that actually pop up here. Look at Bob Lazar talked about element 115 that wasn't even on the timetable at all. At the periodic table, it was not on it at all. Element 115 did not exist, and now it's on it. And Bob Lazar was the first to mention it before it was even on it. One guy says, oh, it was luck. No, he's a nuclear physicist. He must have known what he was talking about. So element 115 could be an alien substance that now they're able to create because obviously they back engineered it, right? Welsh Warrior, thank you very much for stopping by the channel. I appreciate that, you guys. Think NASA already has hundreds of moon and unknown base throughout the solar system. Yeah, for sure. Like the movie Ad Astra. See, it's another one. I didn't see it. This disclosure might just be them slowly revealing their secret infrastructure in space. I do believe, I didn't see the movie, but I do believe that they are, in some way, man, I do believe that they're going to reveal all of this. Maybe not all the bad things that we're doing, but yes, I believe that they're going to have to admit to the alien human connection or that they're in space. But I'm like you. I believe there's fueling stations on most of the planets in the solar system. Definitely the moon, Mars, and all those planets. Probably even Venus. You guys look it up. Russia's supposed to go in 2022 or 2023. Russia is supposed to send some astronauts to go land on Venus. They're supposed to orbit Venus for a while and then land on the surface. Like the first moon landing here, even though it didn't happen, they're going to do that on Venus. Maybe for the first time, Russia will actually land on a planet. Be interesting to see. I think it's a good idea that they choose a planet that maybe like no one is there. Do you guys think there's any planets with nobody on it? I don't think so. Hey, thank you very much. Hey, Chaffee, thanks so much. Thank you very much. It's Jupiter, I believe. Watch Tamika Skov and her video explain the planetary movements. It's Jupiter. No, Jupiter's right there. Jupiter's in the southern sky. It's in Capricornus or something like that. That's where Jupiter is. Jupiter, you have Neptune, Uranus, and you look, well, not Uranus, but Uranus. And Mercury is always very, very low. I'd have to try to get that one day. I'm intrigued by Mercury. Lots of people ask me, have you seen Mercury? I'm like, I heard plasma balls from the sun and came running. Michelle, thank you very much for that. I'm going to show you the real legitimate thing. Literally looking at the sun when it spits out a giant plasma ball. It's very uneven, the ball, right? It's not a sphere. You see it's like a glob, and that is projected into space at millions of kilometers an hour or miles an hour, and headed straight for Earth, of course, because I caught it leaving the bottom. And that's at the moment where there was a lot of sun activity, because I am also, Michelle, if you just arrived at the channel, thanks for doing so. I film the sun too, and I show the sunspots. I show coronal mass ejections and the rare occasion that I can capture one with the camera. Of course, not using the filters, the proper filters. There's always different filters to see different things, to see the solar flares, to see the sunspots, which, like I said, as I progress, I will be investing in all of that. Every single thing. We'll be doing everything. We'll be looking at all the planets here very soon, that's for sure. I'm concentrating on that moon. I want the truth to come out. Listen, right now, as we are talking, there are people, thanks Karen Blackwood, there are people here on Earth, but there are people working right now or living on the moon. It can't just be UFOs that are going to excavate the moon there. It could be that no one's there and it's somebody actually visiting the moon, but I doubt it. Seeing all the structures that are there, I doubt it. And people say that the structures are on the dark side. They're all over this side. And you know what the big secret I'm going to reveal today? The structures are deliberately made to look like it's just blobs on the surface. The roofs, even of the bases, are deliberately made that has dirt and lunar dirt that's going over these big areas. So when I say going over a corner of a building, if the building's 10 miles wide, you'd have a big mountain of 10 miles going over the edge to either hide an entrance or hide something. And we can see it. I'm going to show it to you straight up in the footage, and no one can say anything the opposite. You're going to see the real proof. Mr. Peter Hyde, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, guys. Dr. Jellyfingers, thanks for coming back. Buy water, distill, or drink. Yes, that you want to get sick for 3 years Me, not a sniffle. I believe that also 100% Casa Nostra. You're right about that. Distilled water. I've tasted distilled water before, and I was like, what the hell? It's because water now has a taste. We don't realize it because water doesn't taste anything. This water does. Our water does. And secret technology and spacecraft. Oh, yes. I believe it 100%. They probably have a couple of models. They're fast enough. They're able to, leave and come back. They have a safety retrieval committee for sure of soldiers or secret soldiers that are from Earth or maybe from elsewhere that would be out protecting the ones that, you know, need fuel or a problem happens with a Delta or a TR-3B stays stuck on Neptune or something like that, can't come back before the Terminator line. I mean, all these things that happen. I mean, would they land in the dark on those planets? I doubt it, eh? I would not want to land in the dark on a Terminator line on a planet where you don't know what it is on the surface. Going down, it must be something else. Think of it there. It must be something incredible. It might not even be possible landing on other planets. We're talking about it, and who knows? Maybe it's not even possible. Timothy, how's it going? How's it going, Bruce? Thanks a lot. It's going good. Say hi to all the Canucks up there. Yes, I will. They're all hiding. It's damn cold there. Oh, goodness. I forgot to take off my hose. I think I better do that tomorrow for sure. It's freezing here, getting a little cold, but there's no snow yet. I love it. December 11th last year was the first day that we had snow. I'm really happy we waited. We'll get to that video really soon, my friends. Hey, Kermit, how's it going? Trish, thanks a lot, you guys. Hello from the Mojave Desert. Wow, I was just talking about the Mojave Desert, just the last stream. How awesome is that? Trish, thanks for being a member too, you guys. Hello to you and the family. That made me think of the GameStop. It's man mean laughing. Moving right along. Arenero, Jaya, Capitan. Thank you. Bienvenido. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, I would have said that's one kinky broad pissing standing up. It's always a pleasure to see. Tilted Earth. Yep. So, what's tilted Earth? The whole universe or just the sun? Or you look at the moon sometimes we go, wow, look how tilted the moon is. Could be us that we're absolutely flipping over. The shift. That's what everyone's talking about. How's it going, Jan? Brisbane, Australia. Thanks a lot, my friends from Australia, for stopping by. RS El Major. Bienvenidos a mi canal de investigación. So English and French and Spanish, less Spanish. I have a Spanish channel, Arenero. Mi canal de investigación en español. OVNIs, Astronomia OVNIs. Mi canal. Check out mi canal. Arenero, thank you. Good week, Bruce. Loved your videos this week. Thanks, Chathy. I appreciate it. More on the way. Got some more cool stuff too on the way. It happens a lot. It has to happen sometimes that there's nothing outside. There's no captures, but I'm still always filming every night. You never know. I have an hour accumulated that I have to check. Infrared footage from last night. Hey, Sab the Seeker. How's it going, brother? Nice to see you, man. Hey, we got Justin Branch is here too. That's why I said hi to you before. I'm just realizing it again. It was so cold here today. A polar bear would have to warm his butt to grab. Yeah, that's how it is. What are you in Canada? Wouldn't be surprised if you are. Canada's been really cold. What do you think would happen if ancient Egyptians made a time machine and we're about to meet them as our future collide? Yeah, that's a scary thought, man. I always love your theories that you bring up. And that's the interesting thing. Imagine that's what we were talking about the first stream. Hey, hola Sonia, muchas gracias. Welcome, you guys. That's an interesting one, Andrew. If that's what we're talking about this afternoon, if we're in a time machine, it's going to seem like a long time for us in the time machine, or the ones, or when we come back. I mean, what is it going to feel like? It's going to feel like years, like 300,000. Imagine a joke that leaping from time to time, you don't realize it. You actually imagine if you actually have to live 30 to 50 years for that time to go, that flash, to go by. Different dimensions, different time. Even you were the one mentioning it in the other live stream. How would time be on the other side, the time relativity, like you were saying? How would it react to this dimension? The same way something from the 4D world or the 5D world that comes into the 3D world or a 2D world, it's going to look really out of proportion. It's going to be huge for us in a 2D world or 1D world, for example, if they exist, which I'm sure they do. Troy, it's okay, man, to say what you want when you want free speech. Tell me about it. I totally agree with that. Lo que te hace falta es un notario que verifique. Didn't understand that, brother. Sorry about that. Notario que verifique. Sorry, man. Don't forget your thumbs up for the channel, people. Thank you, Alias, very much. 812. I'm running late again, eh? Robin, how's it going? Australia in the house. Thank you very much, Robin. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks, Harmon. Appreciate that. We have Welsh, no pharaohs in the pyramids. See, thanks for sharing that. I believe that's the situation. It's something else. There are no pharaohs in there. I believe that they actually deliberately maybe hid some sarcophages in there, right? Or they could do documentaries and episodes where they show them excavating and finding inside the tomb these untouched sarcophages who would have resisted all the floods. Did you ever think of that one? Nothing ever disturbed inside the tombs? Come on, that's a load of bull crap. That's a load of bull crap for sure. Pyramids were ascension chambers. Yeah, I heard that. Read Law of One describes all aspects of use and design. I have heard that. I've looked that up a little bit. Interesting, eh? Very interesting, actually. Someone needs to talk to people who do the seasons and tell them that the seasons are now 2 months behind. Your roses should tell you that in Oz, spring started yesterday, that 2 months ago. Yeah, everything's offset. Everything's offset. I saw my beautiful flowers outside. It's in November. Even though they're late flowers, still very odd. Thanks a lot, Chathier. Hey, Judy Barker's in the house. Nice to see you. Osiris, yeah, another thing I heard. Yeah, that could be, They're hiding something. They're hiding cities, gods. Giza Plateau from the sky looks like an electronic schematic. I had heard that too, actually. I see. Intéressant. So it's interesting, Fred. Feedback, Fred. We have Study S is in the house. Hi, Bruce, and everyone else. Hello to you. Hey, Woody the artist. Thanks for coming back. I'm back, my friend. Thanks, Laurie. Do you think that the U.S. government or whoever dug tunnels underneath the pyramids and extracted the alien technology that was hidden inside? Oh, definitely. I definitely believe that. Tutankhamun. I have I have old books that literally explain with illustrations how Napoleon Bonaparte traveled into Egypt with a group of people, a committee, a team, to go retrieve inside of the pyramids of Tutankhamun every gold piece that was in there and statue and whatnot. And then you hear about it, they go, wait a minute, it was first found, and then they talk in the 1800s. Then no, it doesn't make any sense. The stories change as time goes up. I do believe that all our technology that we have was alien, that humans never had the intelligence of building anything. Maybe we did invent the light, or maybe it was a stolen patent. I don't know. Maybe we did invent that much, but not much more. The energy, the mathematics that goes with the equations to making nuclear bombs, for example. How many times would we have blown ourselves up? I'm pretty sure that aliens are watching over us. And if there's some bad aliens, there could be some bad aliens that are doing bad things with some humans. The possibilities are endless. Evening, Bruce, and all sending peace and love. Thank you very much, Karen. Welcome. VC, hello to you. Thanks a lot, VC. Appreciate that. UFOs beyond the universe. There's life on Mars, and there's been astronauts been there and have been killed because they have talked, and the report said they looked Egyptian. Yeah, interesting. Thanks for sharing that. That's another thing. Maybe the Egyptians were from another planet. One point I thought Chinese were from another planet. Maybe Asians were from the moon, or maybe the opposite. Maybe the opposite. Maybe white people are the alien, like the big bad aliens. That's why everyone hates us. Are the pyramids at a certain longitude and latitude? I heard they were, and I heard they're at an exact longitude. There's an exact equation with those pyramids in relationship to 3 stars in Orion, the placement of certain stars. So what I heard. I should have done more research on that. I could talk about that for hours. It's an interesting subject. Trish, hi from the Mojave Desert where it's 80 degrees and clear skies. Would have been awesome. Awesome. Would definitely be a place. If I had a jet, well, then again, I'd be contributing to the CO2 carbon footprint. But I wish I was able to travel around the world. Some of you have some amazing skies and clear skies at night. Here in the winter, there's a big advantage. It's very cold outside, but in the winter, you get extremely clear nights. And the UFOs in the winter are spectacular. Sometimes they're even clearer than in the summer. Also, the moon. Very clear footage of the moon. It's never pleasant being outside in the winter with the telescope. And of course, you have to be careful depending on what time. If anything under -10, I'm not going to go outside. That's for sure. And you can't stay out too long. Things get fogged up fast. People tell me you should get a fan. No, that doesn't work here. Humidity is worse with fans and stuff. You can't get, you can only be outside so long with the telescope. I had an observatory directly from the observatory. Well, that was my dream goal at the beginning, but I promised people instead of raising money for an observatory that I would just wing it and buy big equipment instead. And I was thinking the next telescope, I'm going to put it on wheels and tracks in the back room, dead center. And I'm going to put the level outside even with the inside. So the track goes outside. I can put the tracks there and take them off every time I bring the telescope out. Should be pretty simple because if it's big enough, the yellow telescope is going to be a lot bigger. People tell me, Bruce, why don't you put the telescope up in the house behind you? It's too big. The mount goes about up to here, the mount, and the telescope's over top. So, and I don't have a high ceiling here. It's like 4 feet here, so maybe a bit more. UFO Beyond the Universe, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. A lot. Thanks a lot. Bad Wolf, GG. Hi, Bruce. May not talk, but always listening. That's cool. I got a lot of people that don't always have time to comment, but that are watching the channel. Bad Wolf, GG. I appreciate that so much. There are miles of tunnels and chapels under the Great Pyramid. That's what I heard. That's exciting. I get chills hearing that. What are they doing there? Oh, Troy Goldman. Oh, I answered him. Sorry. Yes. Hi, Troy. Yeah, there are miles of tunnels and chapels under the Great Pyramid. I also heard that too. It'd be nice seeing reports and documentaries on that. I bet you there are some too. It's the worst of it. They've been, how can I say it? The last 5-10 years, I think must be because of the whistleblowers. A lot of people know a lot of things that the government never told us before. It's not because they divulged it, it's because people found it out, I think, more or less. Peace messengers in the house. Hereford in Germany. Thanks a lot, you guys, Germany. Welcome always. Hey, Sky Peterson. Hi, Bruce. Good to see your smiling face. Thank you, Sky. Nice to see you, my dear friend. Big headed Martian is in the house. Captain Bruce has given us. Thanks a lot, my friend. I appreciate that, bud. Hey, Carrie Ray. Just in time to watch that video. We'll be starting in a couple seconds, minutes, seconds. Notario para denunciar. Yeah. Actually, how come I can't copy that? Notario. Un momento, mi amigo, por favor. I want to do this. Notario para. 1 seconds. Denunciar. Sí. Okay, watch this. Sí, creo que dirán la verdad sobre la NASA. Sí. All that for that. Yes, that's definitely what they're going to do. I'm a breach baby. Should I go back up to see the moons? Yes. Oh, yes. They've changed. I am, Chaffee. I am really lucky. And it's amazing. And I have a good technique of being able to magnify the footage to get in close. Of course, I have the camera, the telescope. You know, it's a big telescope. So with a good camera with a lot of megapixels, you could zoom in a lot. You can, zoom in on the images, and usually they stay pretty good. Then you bring down the exposure, then you can go in even more. Then you put up a green filter. It takes away the pixelation, so you zoom in a little more. Then you bring the exposure down more. And then when I do that little extra thing that I do is never tell anybody. You bring it down twice the exposure, then you go back with the purple filter or convert it, and then it just brings all the details out. But sometimes you get an image that's blue as compared to the real surface that could be green or another color. Mark, thanks a lot for doing so, my friend. I appreciate that, man. And I'm going to get started in a couple of seconds for real there on that video. You guys are going to see that too. More and more when I do the live streams, I got a lot of research, and I want to bring in a 10, 15-minute video every time that we can look. And then after that, we can talk together about it. It'll be pretty cool. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Listen, we're living in scary times, guys. I'm like this, Tony, because we're so close, I believe, for them talking about the moon. I was hoping. I got chills just thinking about it. I was hoping it would have been the UFO report. I was sure, actually. I made a mistake on that one. That one was wishful thinking. I wanted it to come out during the UFO report, and then I saw they didn't talk about it. I said, no. It's even more secret than I thought it was. So Tony Brooks says a pic was released today showing a track across Mars 95 miles long That is alarming, my friend. And this is confirmed, Tony? Like they said that? Or did somebody else see it in an image? It doesn't matter, but that's pretty incredible if they would have released that image. So they're going to talk about some things like, oh my gosh. If you mean when will we watch the video, it'll be very soon. When I stop coughing. Another cough drop. Did too much singing last night. Hey, Tony, that is a good one. I'll be looking for that one, man. That's something else we'll do, like in a couple streams. We can look at some Mars images here and NASA images too. Did you guys know that Canadians are not allowed looking at using and monetized videos, NASA images, like you guys can do in the States? For us here, for Canadians, they're copywritten. In the States, where there's no copyrights on them, you Americans can use them. YouTube told me this. I often tried, not often, that's not true, but I didn't show often, but often I tried to post the NASA images once in a while to compare beside mine, and I've always got the videos taken down. Paulo, thanks a lot. Yeah, we're going there right now, guys. Dude, swear to God, man, your shadow in the background, someone peek over your shoulder real quick. Ugh, give me chills, man. That's all I see, dude, are shadows around the house. A lot of paranormal activity, like lots. Geez, Kazoo the alien looks like he's looking downwards today. What's the matter, Kazoo? Not feeling too good? He never says anything. Let's see. Let's do this. Scrolling all the way down. Oh my God, I would have had a lot to answer. That's for sure. The stats. Is Mooney naughty? Mooney naughty. Hey, I like that one. Lazarus Project. Bruce is Mooney naughty. Okay, Tony confirms it. So, guys, we got mile tracks. Okay, so now this is cool, Tony, that you mentioned it, and I got chills because when we go into the video, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about what I thought these structures looked like at first in Sinus Iridum. They looked like train stations, man. Jesus, Murphy. All the tracks, there's an area on the moon, man. There's 18 to 25 lines that all have lines going like this, but they all leave to different extremities. And in the center, there's another line going across that looks like it's built and it holds them there. And alongside of that, you see a rectangle there, and it reminds me of a station where, objects or trains can even be traveling. I mean, think of it. A train traveling on the moon, we never see it. It would be easy to hide. You could have a strip of trees, right, with that train going through it. We never see it. Crazy. The stats, thank you very much for being here. Bruce Cizal, did you hear about the Navy tapping a newly found underwater mountain in the China Sea? Repairs, this is getting crazy. Repairs being made to the submarine. Wow. They're going to, are you serious? Being made. Well, what about that submarine, the stats that had the accident? They're not talking about that. It wasn't that where it was, the China Sea. A submarine got hit by something that was submerged under the water. This is crazy. They're inside of Earth, bloody holy shit. They're inside of Earth. They're inside of Earth. Who the hell's there? Under the oceans and everything like that. I believe that 100%. Hey, Barry. Thank you very much. Ahem. Thank you. We're coming back, my friends. Should have a partner on the West Coast looking at the same thing while your time is synchronized. It's funny you say that. I tried to fix that up very often, but something out there sending bad people my way for some reason. Hey, thanks, Blackjack Guitar. That's where we're going. We're going to watch that movie here. We have Gate Smasher. Hoorah, it's back. Isn't sub lost? Oh, yeah? Esign Box, hello. We had another Indonesian sub lost with all its crew about 12 months ago. So, what the hell? How come that's happening? Ah, so that's the one, eh? The stats? Isn't that odd? So, in other words, the submarine is down there. They're in the submarine. They're probably just stuck because I bet you they took out their capability of being able to function the submarine. Maybe it took the electricity out or something. I don't know. That is odd. It got hit literally, they said. And that's pretty incredible. Thank you very much, Tracy. Thanks for being here. We're going to see a video here, you guys there. Hey, Servicing IQ, thank you very much. Public announcement, Robin says about the subs. 3 senior officers sacked for crashing into an uncharted seamount. Oh, come on. You mean to tell me that they're going to say now that they crashed into a seamount and that they didn't get hit by something else, probably? Regarding subs, there are about 100 German submarines from World War II time that were never accounted for. You're absolutely right about that. Guys, I have to bring you for a little drive in my car to go to a town here where there are anchors that are retrieved out of the water right here in the St. Lawrence. We retrieved a Nazi giant ship with Nazi Hitler's and symbols on it and swastika symbols on it, which is absolutely impossible. They say that it could have come just to here. Right here in locks, my friend, the little locks right here, and the thing is there. Guaranteed that there's submarines, German submarines that they left during the war. I would say the last 3 months, maybe even 6 months, they started taking off, going down south, going to Fiji Islands and whatnot. Guaranteed this is what happened. They destroyed the submarines, probably left them there, hidden, submerged. Imagine what happened afterwards. That, I believe that. Hey, knock, knock, knock. Stephanie Tvierge. Coming to see that video, my dear friends. Hope you all have had a great day and night. Thanks. Love from Liverpool, United Kingdom. Let it be. Welcome back, Mr. Barry McGinnis. Thank you very much. Yeah, it ran into a China invisible mountain. Oh, that's scary, actually. That's scary, actually. It's probably true. An invisible underwater mountain. Bruce, do you feel like the powers that be are forcing a war with China, or do you think it would be justified? Hey, that is one hell of a good question. I don't think it would be justified. I think, well, maybe if there was a war, yes, probably justified, but no, I think they're forcing a war with China. And something happened with the States. Listen, when Biden got elected, did you notice the Chinese guy that was on the stage with him? People laugh at me when I say this. I was freaked out by this guy, a Chinese individual. He's not in Congress there. Are we going to hide it? Are we going to pretend all of a sudden there's Chinese people in Congress? We're not going to hide it. Racist or not, they're not there, right? But all of a sudden, this guy, it was just to say he didn't have the ninja suit. He was beside Biden. And that guy is there, I believe, to be sure that something is concluded as a deal. And for there to be a deal with the China and United States, Chinese would need an official to come to the United States to be witness to what's happening. And probably at one point, they were up his ass, Biden's ass, for the whole time they was pregnant. Yes. Joe Biden's pregnant, y'all. Brandon's pregnant. I think it's totally a corruption. What's going on? It's totally hush hush. A big scam of things that are going on. But what I don't understand is who the hell is the bad one. That's my problem. I mean, they want to kill us, China. I mean, think of it. Bruce, they're USO like the UFOs underwater. Yes, 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 yes. I know all about it. Unidentified submerged objects. Absolutely. There are submerged objects. Me and my friends, I saw something in the water that looked like a monster. The only thing I could compare it to is a Loch Ness monster, but with the head the size of a large pickup truck. Yep, saw that in a very small river. Mouth opens up to the St. Lawrence, but still in a small area of a river. Freaked me the hell out when I saw that. Nostrils the size of the coffee cup. Big nostrils, and it had looked like branches, two big branches that came up and bent over, and it looked like a big manta ray or stingray's head that came out of the water. And when it came out of the water, I saw two gills or openings like a whale that opened up that went, I'm not kidding you. That's what I saw from the side fishing. My friend flipped out. He was almost crying seeing that thing in the water. The gills and nostrils opened up. You could hear it breathing, and you could hear the loud wind coming from it. It was gigantic. We flipped out. That is at a company in Valleyfield where they poison the waters and rivers by throwing contaminated barrels of dye and lots of things in the water there. And like in The Simpsons, where you see those fish with the three eyes. Yes, I'm starting a movie. Let's do it. So if you want to write a question, I'm not going to be seeing it while we're doing the video, obviously. And wait till after. You talk amongst yourselves if you want. But yeah, Brandon's handler. Exactly. I hear Biden is out. Yep, Bruce, and Trump is taking the wheel. Yeah, Trump never really left, right? Like when you think of it, like I'm not taking sides or not. I'm just being honest with you. Trump never really left, and the elections were fraudulent when they left. The elections came out. By the way, it's been proven the election was rigged. It's not in the news, but it came out. They're just not bragging about it. And that's absolutely true there. Oh yeah, Lazarus Project. I mean, it was horrendous, man. I still remember the sound. Like it marked me. The sound of just like a big hose of wind coming out of the nostrils, and I say nostrils. I didn't know what the hell it was. So, Rose Valleyfield. Is that someone from Valleyfield? You from Valleyfield, Rose? Hey, Will, I'm doing good, thanks. Sand Seas in the house. Hello, my friends. So we're going to set up. So am I going to show it in full screen again and there won't be any volume? I wonder. If I get one ring, I'll know. Dana Shiver's in the house. Thanks a lot, Dana. I appreciate that, my dear friend. So let's share the screen. Share screen. We'll go share my screen. We'll go share my screen. Share my screen with all my community. And I hope it works. So now we're sharing the screen. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Bring that back up. Let's do this. There we go. So now we'll see full screen. You see? We got it, guys. So we're going to get that up. And, well, of course there's going to be volume because there's no volume to the video, duh. So now you should see a full screen in front of you all. So let me get a coffee refill. I'm going to hide now that you're not looking at me. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go on the moon and we're going to see real UFO footage, real structures. Now that Tony told us that there's a 95-mile, holy crap, that's like 200 some kilometers. That's pretty incredible when you think of it. Right, let's do this. Let's do this. So, before we start, I'm going to play this. This large object, my friends, is a UFO. It's an unidentified aerial phenomena that's on the surface. So the surface is right here. So either this object is close to the surface, which could be, it still could be 1,000 miles up in the air, right? We're not sure. It seems that it leaves the surface, this big, big thing, and it's going to go into another light here. And as you see them hopping from light to light. So I'll let that play for a second, let it sink in so we can see exactly what we're looking at. I made the screen smaller so that we can see it better. When it's really close up, it's hard to see. Just that there. Okay, whoa, take it a minute. Look what it does. And watch how it leaves. It's not leaving and like taking off. You don't see the object leaving and sliding across the surface. You see this light disappear and then appears over here. And at one point, you'll see both lights are both lit up in both areas. So that's like, I mean, it could be anything. Watch. So it's sliding across. No, it isn't. It's disappearing and appearing elsewhere. See, it just appeared right from the surface. It didn't arrive, right? It materialized itself, or there's a light or a beam that, okay, so this is the interesting part for me here. So if you're wondering where we are, we're on the surface near Mare Serenitatis and Mare Fecunditatis. We brought the exposure right down just enough for us to see the spots of lights, because all I want you to see is this object moving across. You see that? So what is this? Hold on. Try to stop it right on frame. What is that? So is this the UFO and this is what's left on the ground? It's shadow? Or is it two objects? And when the light comes over to the side here, watch what happens. The surface will illuminate. So you're going to see the surface brighten up. So there it just lifted up off the surface and you see the surface brightening up. Like, what the hell is that? And now it disappears. Think of it. It disappears itself on the surface. It becomes invisible. And now it's in both areas. Just this capture is something incredible. But again, look, they're in both places there. Watch what happens in the center. Watch smoke that lifts up. Watch I mean, look at what's happening. It takes a while. Like, I had to look at this many times, guys. Like, I'm shooting shit out there to you guys, and it's a lot to take in because I've been looking at it for a while there. But look, there's light. It's illuminating the surface. So that is proving to us. See that? That's proving to us that these UFOs, guys, are on the moon or right pressed up against the moon. Look at the size of it. I'll tell you the exact size. It's a mile or two. Easy. I looked beside a 9-kilometer crater. I see them. They're about a quarter the size of a 9-kilometer crater. They like take a whole quarter of the size of it. So they're big enough, but they're not 10, 20 miles. Not the ones I see. But you see it light up on the surface, and it's an electrical charge or a frequency that's making I don't know. I have no idea. Like CERN. Maybe it's like a CERN. It's hard to understand what you're looking at, but that is like for me, one of the most amazing captures I've ever seen when I found out they were on the moon. And you're going to see, I'm going to show you several of these lights lifting up. I want you to see at least 3 to 4 to 5 of them on the surface authentically with your own bloody eyes, seeing them lift up off the surface. And then you're going to believe me. I know the ones that believe me, I'm not talking to you, but the ones just arriving, you're going to have real proof here looking at this video. This is literally on the surface of the moon. Let's see what's next now happens here. So I played it in really slow motion because I wanted you to see all the steps of it disappearing. So right now it doesn't, see, it leaves smoke. There's still smoke there. The light takes a while for the light to dim down. Is it something teleporting itself across the surface? Is it transportation? What the hell is it? And look at the size of the lights. Think of it. Look how close we are. Literally right sitting on it. And it's not pixelated at all. We can see the smokes and hazes on the surface. And you see that it's a light lighting up. There's actually, like, there's nothing there. It's a light that appears out of nowhere, but it has a shape to it, right? Like a beam. There it is taken off. It freaks me out when I see it take off. And when the light lifts up off the surface, it makes it darker and it gets bright once again once it's up, higher up in the air. So you're like, what the hell could that be? You got to wonder what the heck it is. But I show them often really fast, and people are like, well, where are you? Are you on the surface? I mean, why is it black? Why is it green? There's a green filter here. That's all. There's a green filter. It's lights that now have a green surface as to where it was just a white light. No difference. The difference is the color of the filter. It was longer than I thought. Let's let it play to see. There, okay. One of my favorites. Now I'm going to stop it right here. This is a UFO. And at the end of the UFO, they're always connected in a way where the smoke seems to be touching the surface or going down to the surface. So this object maybe just came up. Watch what happens to it. Imagine you're on the moon. You know the astronauts that said that they saw lights on the surface of the moon? Well, watch what it does. It disappeared and it left the smoke, and you saw the smoke slowly disappearing. Let's see it one more time. That's an incredible capture. Right there. I'm going to see a UFO is going to disappear, and you're going to see the smoke left, and there, poof, invisible. That's how they get around and they hide. And I'm going to show you where they hide. I'm going to show you the exact crater where they hide. There are several of them, many craters. So watch this one. Now you're seeing it leave. So do you understand? Hold on. We just saw a lot here. We're further out now. It's the same image you saw, not the same image, but the similar image and similar light. Similar light. I'm going to say it. Watch what happens to the light as it skips across the moon. It's invisible. Look at it. It's now moving across the moon. A ghost. Just a light. Look, there's no craft. Did you see that? There is no ship or nothing. It's a light. And watch what it's doing. Taking off. And it's going to disappear. No, that's not the one I wanted you to see. Sorry about that. This one. Look at this. Look at that. You're going to recognize that moving around? You're going to tell me it's a smudge moving around. That little smudge on top. That's the UFO. It's a cloud. But here's the problem. This cloud UFO, let's say cloud ship. I think this is the closest you'll ever see to a cloud ship, right? It's like this. That's the surface. So if that right here lands here, you're not going to see it. So what is that telling you? These are all the UFOs parked on the surface that we don't see. And I'm going to prove it, and I'm going to show you right after this. So there we see that UFO moving across. See, look, it lights up. Gigantic light on the surface. It would like illuminate an entire town, obviously. And there it is, leaving across the surface. Gases coming from biological creatures. You're not going to tell me this is a UFO. Let's convert it. Do you see a chemical reaction? There's another amazing capture on the moon. A totally different UFO. Do you believe me that there's different characteristics and that the Pentagon and the three branches of military want to characterize them differently? Damn right. That's one little bit of truth that you can say. Look at what the hell we're looking at. What is it? Let's go back to another area. One of the areas that I showed this week a couple of times. Notice the same shape, though, of the lights. You know what I mean by the shape? It has like a little edge It has a shape, sort of a shape. It looks like a shape that's trying to form itself. Get ready. Look at them all, my friends. See where they are? They're in the lights. Look in the bottom there. I'll show you even closer than that. See them lifting up there? Look where the arrow is. Look at them arriving. And I want to show it to you again. Right now, we're looking at UFOs leaving the surface of the moon. Take a good look at this there. UFOs leaving the surface of the moon. Watch this. They're all in the lights on the bottom. I'll get the arrow up and you're going to see them illuminate. They're coming out of the bloody surface or from somewhere. They're not just appearing out of nowhere. Or is it a portal from somewhere else? Look in the lights in the bottom. Look at that. That's where they are. And they appear and disappear like that. Now you're seeing it straight up, no filter. There's a light that appears. It has a shape, right? An odd shape, then disappears. Real proof. Right, let's finish off with, I can't be already 14 minutes. Oh, wait, yeah, it's true. We have all the structures to look at after. But first, before we go onto the moon, I want you to look at this. Yeah, that's a straight up ball of plasma, size of Earth, leaving the sun, the bottom of it. It's not small. It's very, very big. And that is a plasma ball. So for those who don't understand the size, well, go look at the size of Earth beside the sun, and then look at this plasma ball that you just saw leaving the sun. So that would be devastating. Look how well you can see it here. The simple green filter here. See that? That's a plasma ball. And it's not that it's breaking up, by the way, or getting smaller. It's getting further from the sun. So at one point, when it gets out of the light, it becomes invisible. Look, you won't see it anymore. Here we're a bit further out. Look at this. This is all at the same time. Another cloud of something leaving it. And that's the closest you'll see of the plasma. It's legitimate. It's real. It's with the camera. That's exactly how the plasma is lifting up off the surface. It's not seen with a satellite, of course, or with, equipment from NASA and stuff, but straight up. Now we get to a very interesting thing. Look at these structures here. Actually, I'm going to let you look at that. Let me grab something. Keep looking at the structures. That's sinus iridum, my friends. I'm going to explain something to you. Sinus iridum structures. It would make no sense that somebody would tell me that those aren't structures. Science would not be able to prove that. Science proves to you that what I'm showing you is a structure. And it's not my fault. Scientists are the one that did the science. We have archaeologists. There we go. We have archaeologists and everything. Listen, this is serious, sir. This is really serious stuff. So before turning the mountain, that's the end. This here, folks, is the end of sinus iridum, the Jura Mountains and everything. So all this is what I call the apple bite. You could even see here in the blur with nothing proof of any structures, you could still see that there's an incredible surface with elevation. And every single time, I swear to God, that you look at this or any image of NASA, you will always see the different higher elevation, the elevated areas always have lines going to them. Always, even though they're blurry and hard to see. Listen, we're using a smaller telescope, 14-inch. Right? How come this arrow is moving? That's creepy. The video's not even playing. Okay. Hey. What the hell? I don't know why that's moving. The video stopped. So, see, I can't even move my energy. Hey, I'll make the video play by moving. Okay. So there it is. It's pointing to that line. You're going to tell me that you can't see that? So it's hard to see like that, right? So look how we make it easier. We're just going to turn the image. We're just going to turn the image. That's quite simply what we're going to do. Watch how your eye is going to confirm something to you. You're going to see things, you're going to say, how come I didn't see that sideways? Already, this object right here stands out incredibly. And I'm sorry, that's connected to this. This is connected here. Something in the center is a rectangle. It's all completely elevated. There's a line here, transversal line that communicates right here to the other big structure there. So you want to talk about trains and objects being found on the moon, where they're talking about 95 miles of stretch of a track. And get this, even scarier, in a straight line. What does that mean? When we put tracks, when people are gold mining, the tracks aren't 95 miles long. If something's 95 miles long, it's because it's maybe transportation being done at further areas. Let's continue to play it on the moon. It's scary. Well, now we're still talking about Mars. That really intrigued me, mentioning about the 95-mile track. We'll be looking at that. So who says that's not a prison or a train station, right? Or maybe a concentration camp. Oof. I don't know if you know it. Get ready to get scared. Watch this. Really converted better than that. We're going to bring the exposure down. What do you think of that? Scary, eh? You see how all the cutouts and lines are very obvious right here. Just that there. Absolutely incredible. It trips me out. Now let's put it upside down. You can still see lines upside down. See all those lines? You see how the structuring or objects are made not to look square, and they have objects added to it to break them up, to make them look like they're hidden or buried. Why do you think? Oh, okay, right here. Whoa. I was the first to mention it. I never heard anybody else say it because I've never seen anybody show close-ups like this. Yet morons asking me, how come my name shows up in the image? It must be fake. People are very, very have a hard time understanding photography. So let's check this out. What's that? What's that blurry patch here? The whole patch, guys. Why are there blurry patches everywhere? Those of you following me, you know I mention it all the time. I showed you Bianchini crater structures. They have the patches. The blurry patches are either vegetation or it's something moving. That's all I can see. It's blurry. But if not, it's something they put over top to hide it. You know, in MASH, they got all those tarps up on the ground, blend in with trees. Listen, we're not stupid. That's exactly what they're doing here. And the scary part is that this is deliberate camouflage. They're hiding it. Somebody is trying to hide these structures, and these objects are deliberately like this, out of proportion, so that they do not look square. That's what I believe. Let's continue on. Wow. Pause. Wow. Do you see how that line goes right to the structure? And in the center of that structure, there's something else in the middle of it. There's another line transversal there that goes to the structure. Now that line, those two lines that you're seeing there of the arrows, the small one in the center would be probably about 6 kilometers, 7 kilometers. And the other ones could be anywhere from 8, 10, maybe 12 kilometers long. So the whole section between the two arrows would be about a bit less than 20 kilometers. So it's still not that small. It's still like, if you were to drive across that in the car, it would take you probably about 30 minutes, 35 minutes to give you an idea of the size. So that for me is pretty incredible. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it confirmed the structures on the moon. There's no way in hell that's natural. No way in hell. They even cross over each other. Looks like it's dug out, right? Looks like they dug something out in the snow or in the mountains or something to hide certain structures. It's pretty obvious. Definitely pretty obvious. It's in Sinus Iridium. There it is. Oops, that wasn't long, eh? That was a teaser. What do you think of that? No two ways about it. So let me tell you, this is going to happen, right? Go back. Why is my life like this? I just want to go up. I want to get the arrow up to the structure. Here, all this. What's on this side? What is under here? All that is hidden in the lights. It could be structures that's there. The bloody thing keeps moving. Could be structures. So now let's go see fire on the moon. Real fire on the surface or going down to the surface or close to the surface. Look, that's something burning up. It's actually coming out of the end of something for the fire. Maybe it's a rocket. Maybe it's some type of vehicle going down to the surface. I literally confirm this is on the moon. There's no bullshitting you. You're right on the moon with that. Why would there be fire on the moon? And not just fire. It's coming out. It's like there's an explosion. You see it, something fizzing out like a can that's going down to the surface of the moon. I'm going to show you objects in the sky that are putting smoke on the moon. See that black object appearing inside of that smoke? They're traveling across the moon in friggin' hazes, guys. They're laughing at us. They're all inside of those clouds. They cloud certain areas because they're doing certain movements on the moon. They don't want to be seen. That's how simple it would be to be right on the moon. Hey, they could be doing it right here in Antarctica. You're going to see with different filters. The green filter is pretty cool. So you're looking at a crater with a cloud smoke moving along the crater. Now, what the hell's that? There's an object catching on fire, smoke coming out of it. Over the surface of the moon, you'll see smaller UFOs underneath the hazes going by, inspecting the job. Do you see them? They're right there. I'm not blind. I can see them very well. And I see another one on top. You see the black object. You can clearly see the smoke coming out of its ass, whatever the hell it is. They're deliberately smoking the surface. It's another possibility. They could be deliberately smoking the surface so that we don't see what's going on down there. Right? They could be working really under our noses and nobody would ever know that they're down there. That's the funniest part. But I'm showing you it's right over the haze. Like any airplane, you have to go over the haze to be able to see what you're doing, right? So this whatever is over top of the atmosphere of the moon, and you can't say it's not on the moon, guys. It's spraying. Satellites don't spray smoke like that. Right? Satellites don't spray anything, do they? As a matter of fact, satellites are as big as washing machines. That's a mile wide. What's this? 3 lights that appear and illuminate on the surface, and at the same time, it shows us all the smokes and hazes down there. Watch them appear. It's so funny. They're all there. Every day you go up and you catch something new. Just taking the time to look. Everything's there. For real. By taking the time to look, well, you finish by, you start by finding something. Oh, here's a cool one. Now, what the heck do you think that is? Right? The Southern Highlands, where the most craters are. There's objects everywhere. Some of them look hidden. Some of them are hard to see. They all have the same reflectivity. But now, I don't know if you have good eyes. I know I do. Oh, that's coincidence. This computer has a mind of its own. There's something in there, these slits. And those slits, my friends, are where the UFOs are coming out. It's where I showed you in Mare Fecunditatis, the videos, these darkened areas could have entrances. We never see them. And when you look here, you can't tell me that these are natural formations. You see a gray patch. Do you have good eyes? Can you see this? Look where my arrow is going. There are 2 different materials here. You got the gray. Look where I'm going. The gray. Whoop, this is white. No, not okay. There's the gray. Here's some more. What about here? Do you have good eyes? What's this? See the gray? It's built. It's all over the structures. What is it? Water? Ice? Look, gray. This is all gray. I hope you're seeing it. Here, gray patch, white patch. Why? What's the difference? You have the gray blurry patches, and you have the gray not blurry patches, and you have the white. That's all you have with the black on the moon. The UFOs are the white and black. So if this was a UFO itself, we wouldn't know it. Wouldn't even see it. One of the most amazing structures, this one. It's elevated. It's a straight object. It would be a couple of kilometers, a couple miles wide, long, sorry, probably a couple of kilometers wide. And it's on the surface of the moon. It's elevated. It could be a chimney stack that looks like it's standing up, or it could be something. It's definitely not lying down, right? I don't know if I'm going to turn it around in this one. I guess it's done. Too bad. I wanted to turn it around for you so you can see it this way, but I'm telling you, here the greenery starts. It's all patchy greenery over here, the objects and stuff. But this here, so long me, is definitely deliberate. All this gray patch and stuff, it's either melted ice or something. There's something not right about it. When you look at it, it just doesn't make any sense. I hope that video wasn't too long for y'all. Yeah. Lazarus Project. You're right about that. That's what kept me alive. I'm here without any education. I'm not a dumbass idiot, but you know what I mean. I don't have any big tech degrees and Harvard universities and bachelor degrees, whatnot. But I've been doing a lot of research like anyone else is doing. So, what about Valleyfield Rose? Is that where you're from? It'd be pretty cool if I got people from Valleyfield watching the channel. I don't have that many people from Valleyfield. So I'm going to scroll all the way down. Keith, hello. Kyle, hello. Carrie Ray. Yeah, it could be the U.S., Carrie Ray. Some think the entire moon is artificial. And that was at 9:23. All right, right on the time, guys. Thanks, mods. Thanks, guys. EP, great question. I didn't see him. Watering the plants for air. If you grab a plant and you cut off a leaf off one of your trees, cut it in half, put the leaf in water. You'll need a magnifying lens. It would be preferable a telescope, a microscope. But just with your eyes, after about a minute, you'll start to see bubbles form along the sides of the leaf. And if you want to visually see the oxygen being let off from one leaf, you can see it in the bubbles in the water. Cool, eh? I don't know. I thought it was cool anyways. Science is cool when you're a dumbass, you know. Doesn't take me much to be amazed. Thanks, Dana. Must concentrate, follow to minimum. Hey, Victor Levic. All of the astronauts that were honest are suddenly crazy when they were trained to keep their shit straight. That's true, eh? Because you're going to have some honest astronauts. They aren't going to want to lie or not. And of course, they were blackmailed. We can assume they were blackmailed. And when they left and they came back, they were told, you know, the signed wagers, you're not going to say anything. Must have been really screwed up for them. Yeah, a cigar UFO refueling station. It's funny you say that. I caught 2 or 3 cigar-shaped UFOs, literally like this. Literally a cigar shape, just going by like a tube, like a dome, right? Minus the pen. And there's no writing on it. For real, I've seen that on the moon. Thanks a lot, William. Shuttles, I appreciate it. Yeah, and it's a capture that tells us that there's structures on the moon. And I believe that that's all of Sinus Iridum. So I believe that there's no mountains on the moon. I believe that the mountains were created to make bases inside of them. And then I got chills and I said, holy crap, they're living in the mountains. Where is it that you will never be able to go? To dig into a mountain, to go inside to see who the hell's there. But who says they don't have a way from getting out elsewhere underground? Very simple. From a mountain, they're going to dig a tunnel straight out into the ocean with some cool toilet-like bathroom P-trap sort of thing, so the water doesn't funnel back in the tunnels. They just dip out and they leave and whatnot out of the ocean. And they're not shy. They're getting seen every time they're leaving the ocean. That's the worst of it. Salut Christian. Hey, Christian Mouse. Hey, salut mon frère. Oh shit, how's it going? Comment ça va? Maurice Chatelain, who was the only Frenchman who has work on the Apollo project. Guys, Christian Mouse. Anyways, good friend, ufologist. This guy studies in ufology, man. He studied all his life in ufology. Who worked on the Apollo project in NASA, has said to his friend, the father of my friend, Christian's friend, Guy Tarad, there are extraterrestrial structures on the moon. That is amazing. Christian, je t'aime fort, mon frère. On va partager ça. Puis j'ai partagé avec ma communauté anglaise. Puis oui, je le crois. Je le crois absolument. Puis c'est ça, j'étais justement en train de dire, one second, guys. J'étais en train de dire que les structures, ça se peut aussi qu'ils sont trafiqués pour pas que l'œil les ramasse, les structures, puis que nécessairement, ben, en te rapprochant vers la Lune, ceux qui arrivent à la Lune, ils savent où sont les endroits, ils sont capables de plus les détecter, bien sûr. Puis nous autres ici, on voit des signes de structure déjà. Awesome. Merci, Christian. J'espère que tu vas bien, mon frère. I used to have good eyeballs. You'd be surprised. Mine are pretty good. Instead of bulldozing to build, like here, they build to conform the land they're on. Same looks like 3D printing of moon crates or moon crate. Yes, a moon crate. Absolute moon craters, probably you meant, but yeah, absolutely, Nick. 3D printing. Oh, mooncrete. I guess. Sorry. Yeah. Duh. Yeah. Concrete, mooncrete. Exactly. And there was talk about the 3D printing. There was talk about building bases with urine and feces. Also, there's talk about that new what is it called? It's self-repairing hard surface objects. In other words, it's alive. It's a fungus that when it grows, it becomes hard. And when somebody hits it or tries to take it apart or smash it, it gets even stronger and it builds itself. It like fixes itself by itself. And I believe that they're already testing all these technologies on Earth somewhere. And obviously, if they're trying it on other planets, maybe it's because they're testing out on another planet to go live further out. Maybe the aliens said you can go live on any planet further out if you want, and they're going to help them get there. But probably explained all the troubles. Imagine how long it was to communicate. Imagine how long it takes for a human and an alien to actually have had a communication and to actually form a bloody understanding, let alone a galactic federation. Think of it. I had no idea. That was a bit of a surprise, the Galactic Federation, right? When you think of it. But then again, Star Trek was talking about it a long time ago, right? Now it's like it exists today. Yeah, they saw something, the astronauts up there. That's what they said. I believe that. Whether they landed or not, I tell you what, they would have had problems landing, and the way that they said they did is probably not the way they went. There was the space war. They were hiding from Russia, the U.S., like they're still doing today. Russia, China, U.S., always in cahoots, and who's going to be the first to do what. Then, Russia took the images of the dark side of the moon. Lots of images. They took thousands and thousands of images, all of the dark side or both sides of the moon going around the moon. And then it was the space wars. Then the U.S. supposedly went to the moon, and I don't know. There's so many lies out there, Yeah, that could be. Kat says, we looked like them, Jay Woodgate. We looked like them, but smaller. And that's well said, because size comes into issue also. Like I say, those creatures there, Mr. Kazoo over here, if he doesn't have any sexual organs, if he doesn't have any emotions, and they're telepathic and they don't really talk, they're programmed to work and to listen to orders. Gonna be honest with you. You put a human up in the jet and his family's back here on Earth, and you put this guy up in the jet beside him or in the UFO, we'll see which one misses their family first. I don't think that person, or whatever the hell that is, I don't think that's a being. If it's a being, it could be a being that they made, right? A being that was a test tube baby. with the big water head. The possibilities are endless. They just let them go up after all the tests. Now they're crazy. Yes, listen. I don't want to be the first to get to space. Got my cough drop. Sorry, guys. I don't want to be the first to go up as a tourist. I'll tell you that. Even if they would have paid the ticket to me, I would not have gone up. It's not that why they're hiding, but more like why are we being lied to? Damn right. I don't know why we're being lied to. They're hiding something. Hey, Kyle, nice to see you. Kelly, nothing surprises me anymore. You're right, Kelly. Absolutely right. But by this point, whoop, the light's on. I'm going to turn it off for you guys. By this point, I think it could be pretty much anything possible, right? I think pretty much anything is possible by this point. Stephen A., thanks a lot. I do appreciate that, man. Really appreciate it. Not a lot of people, I guess, I don't know. Maybe it's that not a lot of people believe the work, but then I realize it's because they're hiding the channel, because everyone that comes here always has a positive feedback on it. And I'm like you, all of you. For years, I went to all the UFO channels and always trying to get the truth. Listen, there's lots of videos out there where somebody says a moon base, and when you go and look, you see F all. Some people have problems with their eyes, like, you know, and some people they're finding anything. It's sad too, because it is easy to manipulate things, guys. Like, if I bring exposure down, I can hide things. If I bring the exposure up, you know, you could manipulate images too. I can manipulate images and not be telling you guys anything. And so you have to use common sense, obviously, but it's done in a basic way. My research, I bring exposure down, and I've been using the same green type like filters and same color filters that I've been doing for years. There's no trafficking. It's just being able to adjust your eye to see it properly. Filming along the Terminator line elevates all the structures too. That's something I've been doing all my life. Yep. The way they build is like concealing from above. That's how I see it. It's to blend in with the moon. And when you look at the moon, it's very eccentric. There are many areas, and NASA is always there to fill in for the lies. The reason why the surface of the crater is so flat, it's because when it bubbled up and the lava settled, it settled and it made like a mirror surface. And so there's lots of stuff that they say, not necessarily that it's all bullshit, but a lot of it is the science that's bringing the truth away. Even professional scientists will look at the surface of the moon and will tell me, you know, Bruce, that's not this, that's not that. But I guarantee you one thing, the video I just showed you, nobody's commenting about it saying it's not real. It's just that nobody's showing it. I had a chance to go to the international convention, big convention with ufologists. MUFON was there, MUFON in Canada, MUFON Brazil, MUFON USA was there, and the MUFON from another country was there. I presented my video, and they had not enough time to show it. It's because my work is scaring the frig out of people, and people are not allowed posting it on the big channels. Bruce isn't a big channel, but if a big channel posts what I'm showing, well, then it's going to become big news. You know, imagine if Joe Rogan and all these people start talking about my videos. Well, everyone's going to say, wow, Bruce exposed it all, right? But now, you know, and my goal isn't that to be known. It's the research I want to be known. I want people to know that there's stuff up there on the moon, because there really is. Thanks a lot, Stephen A. I appreciate that, man. Buzz Aldrin freaking out after going to Antarctica. You heard that, the Lazarus Project. And he also had a heart attack, a minor heart attack, I heard. And I also heard it was because, thanks, Dana. I also heard it was because he saw pyramids that were metallic. And listen, I'm saying that I didn't see the metallic pyramids, and I didn't see any proof of it. I'm telling you what I heard hundreds of people saying. Apparently, that's what happened. He would have seen something that confirmed something with the moon, and he would have found it was a bit too much for his heart, I guess. Buzz Aldrin also, in an interview with a sixth grader, told her that they had never gone to the moon. And he explains why they didn't go to the moon. And they said, and I'm not lying, you can look it up, it's on YouTube. And he explains that they weren't ready. We weren't ready. The world wasn't ready to see what was up there. And Buzz explains all this to a sixth grader. Thanks, Stephen A. Yes, the tower in Mare Serenitatis, exactly. Right beside where the Apollo 17 landed, about 50 kilometers, 60 kilometers out, maybe even a bit less. My little cough drop. It permitted me to stay on longer with you guys. And what are those towers? You know, we saw that video, you know, with the Mona Lisa and the Apollo, what was it? Sorry, 12, 16, I don't remember. 12, I think it was, or 13. Or are those the ones that died? Where they brought back that Mona Lisa, whether it's real or not. Where the hell did that come from? Where the hell did that NASA footage of the Mona Lisa come out? Come on. That would be somebody that stole it and then it would have been leaked. I saw the footage of those buildings right on the moon, the big white buildings that's just frames and stuff. But there's a problem. There's at one point, there's a big mountain, guys, and I'm serious about this. At one point, there's a big mountain, a hill in front of the astronaut walking, and you can hear him in the video. He's breathing, right? And no, I'm sorry. You can, yeah, you hear this breathing, and you hear a heartbeat. Doom, 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 doom. That's not real. No heartbeat. It's a movie, right? And that part that he gets to the hill when he's walking, and you hear him walking, gets to the hill, goes through the hill, and goes over the hill like a camera that's on a big arm that goes up over the hill and goes back down. So I was really concerned about that. But you know what it does? It causes even more confusion to people, and people have no idea what's going on. Show the truth, and people will know the truth. But if you want to screw up the truth, even when it's been presented, add another little lie. Add 3 or 4 more little lies. Make them really convincing. It'll screw everybody up, including me, including everybody. Yeah, you said it, Nick. It all looks natural until you get close. And that's what I'm saying. That is the truth, man. And when I zoom up and I'm only able to start seeing signs and evidence, we're already seeing shapes, we're seeing structures. So obviously, when you go down there, you're going to see the real colors. The atmosphere isn't there. You don't see the libration or parallax that's lying everything down, because that's the reason why they say the optical illusion, that everything looks like it's lying down. Tex and others working this field has cost the lives of 145 people, mostly in suspicious circumstances. Yeah, lots of them, all the way from Yuri Gagarin. Imagine how many people died in secret projects and stuff, and they all signed their lives away. Like if something happens, well, the family's not going to be allowed to talk about it either. They're well paid. Hey, Kat. Hey, Beth. She must be on a break. I saw a cigar-shaped UFO a few times. Looked like a skinny blimp. Yeah, exactly. Or a plane without wings. Went behind a little puff cloud and disappeared. Wow. I never saw any here. I saw it on the moon, though. A literal cigar. Like a literal cigar, just, form that you see moving along. So they exist. Kelly, thank you, Bruce, for the research and sharing it all. It's my pleasure. It's absolutely my pleasure. Earth low atmosphere contains 925. I'm still running late. Atmosphere contains a lot in the different layers. Yes, it does. It can be quite woe-telly. It's real. Bruce gets it. Yep, they do. Same in Earth atmospheres. I believe it. There's a whole other being in the atmosphere of Earth, I believe. That's another thing. Different wavelengths. Love to see them all. I don't know if we'd like seeing them all. Must be pretty terrifying. You know what? I feel that they're ginormous. Imagine the aliens being so bloody big that they see Earth, but they don't see us on it. We're like sand, right? Scary stuff. Is that why they are chemtrailing? Yeah, it's another thing. I'm convinced that they are definitely trying to kill us. If they're trying to depopulate, they ain't spraying to make us healthy. That's true, for sure. Hey, thanks, Victory. Well, you guys are. In reality, that's exactly what you're doing right now by coming here and helping the channel. It really helps a lot. But think of it, all the money they invested when, all, like less than 100,000, and we'd be able to see it all, probably pretty much all of it. Pretty expensive. The equipment's pretty expensive. I wanted to invest in the infrared, and I said I was going to go all out and invest $5, $6, even $7,000, but it's more like 15 and 40,000. The objects that I want to get, and I will. First of all, why was he there? Maybe to see if he could say, I saw that on the moon. Yeah, exactly. Why the heck was he there? If the ETs would just make a big, undeniably huge presentation for the world to see, it would put an end to all the lies. Yep, exactly. And you see, EP, it is welcome. It has happened in the past. They did do that, right? In the past, we could say, like the coming of Jesus, for example. If something had to be done on earth, well, Jesus would have come down. Wasn't there a war during the time of Jesus? Of course there was. Soldiers brought him up to the cross. So there must be some type of wars going on back then. Apparently, during the Egyptian times, a UFO was seen in the shape of a water canister or a jug or something they'd call it back. And it's funny. The description in the Egyptian days of the UFO was in the shape of a coffee sort of thing, like a water thing, a jug or something like that, to show you how the mentality was different back in the days. And I also believe that even the Egyptians were part of hiding the fact that about the aliens. So why would they hide the aliens? Because they're talking to them, right? If not, it would be no reason to hide aliens. What is the government worried about aliens existing, right? Because they don't want the other countries to know that they're doing secret projects or whatnot. That's what's going on. Yeah, Stephen A. Oh, they're awesome, man. Those structures are awesome. I'll get next video. I'll get some more up, bro. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and you could see them. You could see the framing on the moon. And I don't know about you guys, but I've heard this years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Somebody says there's like a grillage, like a grill, lines, a grid. I'm losing my English, on the surface of the moon, where lines are connecting and stuff. And that's what they're putting all the blurry structures and shit over top. They're hiding something up there. Definitely. Hey, Kermit, thanks, man. Really happy you guys were interested in all of this. Celestial magnetic. Do you remember when NASA sent out a whole, I think it was 233 mini drones into space? Yes. Can you imagine how many pictures they're taking? It's incredible. They're taking pictures of everything. Forgive me 1 second. Glass of water. They are taking pictures of everything, guys. I believe it. So if they found something outside of Earth, and the US has a technology now and they want to go build and make another life, and maybe they hooked up with China or Russia and said, listen, we'll become unified rulers of the other planet, and Russian people and American people will be in charge of all the races and whatnot. Who says that they didn't already leave on top of it? It's possible that they could have left. already. Breakaway civilizations, right? Yep, that's why the chems in super blinding white daylight skies. Yep, that's what they're doing. Also, they could be hiding the moon people from us. When something's happening in a certain area of the world, well, it could be that they're hiding, like around La Palma. They're going to want to hide around La Palma, right? Imagine everything that's going on La Palma. Well, they're going to have a hard time hiding it. I think everyone's going to see it. And maybe that's why aliens are coming to Earth, because they knew that the eruptions were going to happen. They knew that there's a problem with climate change. So the proof is there. Aliens have some type of relationship to Earth. Maybe they're the ones. We're their physical part. We are the physical part of those aliens if they're not in this physical world, which they still could be in the physical world. We're talking about also ghosts, entities come into consideration. Hey, thank you very much, Dalek. 2150. Thanks for the generous contributions, my friends. Wonder if the Library of Alexandria at Alien. Ooh, yeah, there's another one. You see, that's the other thing, guys, eh? It's always been, right? Like, they've always been around. Even the alien signs, the associations, they've always been around. It's just that now mangy people have found some of them out, and now, you know, things were leaked, and maybe certain areas were exposed. They're getting exposed also. So that could absolutely be, you know. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Darla. Appreciate that. Thanks for the generous contributions, my friends. Christian Mouse dans la maison, Darla. Ça, c'est deux bons Français que j'ai rencontrés, Darla. Mon ami Christian Mouse et Silvano Trotta. C'est les deux seules personnes sérieuses que je connais, étudiants en ufologie et un peu de tout. You don't have any non-disclosure agreements, law. Bruce says, "Oh, you have any pictures of the tower in Mare Serenitatis?" Not pictures, just live videos, though. I'd like to go back to get one. I could take a snapshot in the video or something like that, and try to zoom in on it and fix it up. It's literally there. And the worst of it, Stephen A., it's inside the rectangle. Eh? There's a rectangle in Mare Serenitatis, and you got that big ass tower. But that other tower that I just showed you there, that is something else. Hey, Chrissy Lindsay, how's it going? Made it driving, but can see objects, even glancing at stop sign. Don't be looking at my video there. I don't want you to crash. Thanks for stopping by, Christy. Berkeley. So what do you know about Salaberry to Valleyfield, Rose? You ever been? I dropped out of high school, says the Lazarus Project. I dropped out of high school, Bruce. I'm super educated. Yeah, well, not going to pull that one on me. Probably dropped out because you were too smart and you knew they weren't teaching you fuck all. I didn't learn anything in school, bro. And it wasn't because I didn't want to learn. Just weren't teaching us anything important. That's the saddest part. Take a pic, edit a light down and see what you see. Oh yeah, I've always done that. I always do that. And I'm from a valley. Does it count? Yeah. Hey, it's very flat in Valleyfield. Just to give you an idea of the name of the place, Valleyfield. Flat surface terrain, no hills, nothing. There's no hills around here. The closest hill or mountain for me here is I'm not going to say it. I was going to name it, but I have the Malone Mountains though. For those of you who, I bet you know, American knows about Malone, New York. It's the closest town next to Canada, right at the border. Malone, New York. And why were we talking about that? Hey, Daddy Benny, how's it going? I'm going through a bad relationship, but sorry to hear about that, man. And Bruce, your channel keeps me sane and non-murderous. She She owes us a big thank you then. I'm sorry you're going through that, bro. And I'm happy that changes your ideals, man. Keep it up. Keep it up. And I do hope things do work out, though, man. Never easy. I saw the triangle one shaped ones much more often. I saw the triangle one shaped ones much more often. Great captures, Bruce. Honestly, the greatest videos. Love you, Beth. Thank you so much for appreciating it. More to come. Definitely more to come. Real structures. Hey, Kaliko Don. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, Kaliko. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Another great supporter of the channel. Yes. Hey, Casa Nostra. Yeah. Oh, a Freemason, though. Well, you see, I wonder if that's so bad, eh? The Masons are the Masons. The Freemasons could be safe. In other words, they're the ones that are trying to get the power without necessarily being part of a society. Way back many years ago, I looked into it, Masonry. It was interesting, right? Until you find out what the passage is. And there's lots of controversy around it. Back in the days, 1800s, beginning 1900s, people were Masons, but it was a religion, right? And you became a Mason's wife, and you were a Mason. You could become a Mason's wife. They weren't part of the, but it was a different community. There was also a Mason lodge for the women Masons of, so that was pretty cool. I don't know if there was a lodge. I think there was, but there was a different association. It was the wives of the Masons. And there's lots of controversy around it. We know that the president's, Washington, there's a picture of Washington. Actually, this will be cool. George Washington. Let's go to Google Images real quick. I'm going to whip up a few keywords and we're going to look at something real quick. I'm going to share the screen, guys, before we go. We got a couple of minutes left here. Thanks so much for stopping by the way, everybody. I love you all for it so much. Appreciate it so much. So let's see if I can do this. I don't think I have to say anything, eh? We don't want to go there. I think you can see it well enough. You see what that is? See that? See the G? See the columns? The arch? You see the checkered floor? Those are certain things that if you don't know about masonry and you look into it, it brings you to see all the information. There's different levels of masonry. It's supposed to be something secretive, and it's not. It's not secretive at all. It is. People talk about them. We don't necessarily know what they're doing, behind the scenes. But this is serious, guys. This is a picture of George Washington with the Mason right on his coat. I have American friends, not many of them, that are asleep. Most of you are awake, the Americans, but that don't know this. And it's the Masonry sign, geometry G. Lots of people went through many things. So does it signify God? Does it signify what? It's geometry, right? Building masons, stonemasons. He's got the trowel in his hands. He's got the apron. So now that I just showed you that, I showed you the proof there. George Washington dressed in Mason clothes all over the page, right? I'll show you the founder. No, it wasn't King George. Hold on. King William? Was it King William? One of the kings. Um, it would be Elizabeth's father founded the Freemasonry, founded the Masons, the Freemasonry, I think. The lodges and stuff, founded after the Illuminati. It was so ancient. There's a long story to it. But the Rothschilds, all the kings have, there he is there. They're all Masons. They all have the orders. They're all of certain different orders. The Royal Arc Masonry and or Royal Arch Masonry, whatever you want to call it. It's all very real. And if you type in the presidents, you want a list of presidents and important people that were Freemasons? I'm going to show you another little sign. Do you know anybody famous that does this with his hand? As a matter of fact, do you know a few famous people that do that with their hands? I know one called Leningrad. I know one called Napoleon Bonaparte. All different countries. Still, that hand there, that's a degree of masonry. And that is one of the levels of masonry. And the levels of masonry consist of placing your hands in areas either across the throat, over your mouth, over your side, to say that if you say something, you'll be killed, you'll be stabbed, you'll be hung, you'll be choked, whatever. There's lots of secrets around it. But all the presidents, they were all in the Masons. And now you have the dollar here, right? What is this? Do you know what that is? Do you know why the pyramid has a little triangle on top and it's broken off from the top? Yes, I know it's the eye of Horus, of course, but the third eye. But the idea is that this is all the people. All these layers are all the people right here. And the smaller the pyramid gets, the thinner it gets, the higher on the scale you get towards the elites. And here you have the elite rulers, which is the top of the pyramid. It's actually off of the pyramid here. And this has no reason to be on the dollar. And check it out. There's a Mason sign right there. All the points. Isn't it interesting? It is interesting. Looking at stuff like that, I always think it's interesting. I hope it worked. I just wanted to show you that. Some people still don't know today about them, Yeah, you said it. They're waiting for those at fault to die first. That wasn't 9:35. Holy smokes, guys. I'm sorry I'm that late. Mickey. Thanks again, darling, everyone, for the generous contributions. The mods. Hey, cheers. How's it going, Crawface? Bruce, if when you see this, my best wishes and love. 9:51. Not too bad. About 8 minutes. No, a bit more than that. Nice to see you, Crawface. Thanks a lot, bro. I love you, man. I hope you're well. There's our friend Crawface. I won't be able to chat, but I will be listening to the stream. So big thanks to everyone for the great discussions. We love you, man. Miss you, bro. Hope everything's okay. Which I know it is. Russia didn't go to the moon because they already knew what was there. Yeah, Tony. Good one. Which is true, by the way. Exactly. It's a skeletal base covered in a putty substance. Ew, that is creepy as hell, Sergeant Agus. Those structures are exposed parts of the machinery and living quarters. You could see the putty-like stuff beside it section under repair. There's always sections under repair on the moon because it's always changing. And the way they change the surface, I explained that way back. They would never be able to ever detect if they're constructing because they're moving things around all the time. It's in the jumbled up objects. You could change massive columns and buildings, and no one would ever know that they're doing that because it's camouflage. The surface really is camouflaged. I've seen beings that seem to be guardians, and I saw them in old growth Big Island forest. Wow, but they look almost high tech, yet organic. Hard to explain. Anybody else see? There's different. Before I get off here, there's different. I guess there's different beings. Like maybe the beings that I saw, the entities in my spiritual encounters that were shadow people and lights, and colorful lights, beautiful lights, and star like people. Like look like stars, just bright lights. I'd get information when that happened. I confirm to you, a sphere came into my house. It was there for 3 minutes, and I got a whole lot of information about family members of mine that I did not know about. That when I talked to my mother and stuff, and things started coming up that, oh, how do you know that? How do you know that? So it's real. The connection to the other side and this side is definitely real. There's something to that. Maybe the people that pass on try to come back and they warn us it's dangerous on the other side not to go out, not to go out. Like I don't suggest anybody does any astral traveling because it's very dangerous. As a matter of fact, it could stop you from being able to cross over when you die. Hey, hi from Cornwall, England. Thanks a lot. I have a question for you, Bruce. Have you ever filmed the same structure on different days from different angles and perspectives, please? Yes, up to 8 times. Up to 8 times. Different angles, different perspectives. And you know what? They're always the same, but the colors change. The colors change from season to season. Some seasons it's green, some seasons the surface is very brown. But I did the tests, go back to do the structures, and as I always will, and any chance getting back to go back for sure to go do more structuring. But it always comes down to that. People ask me if you like the sinus iridum, were you able to go back up and get it? Only twice, but I was able to get it. And don't forget, when I got that sinus iridum, it's when the moon was the closest to Earth it had been in 80 years. And it was also along the Terminator line. The chance was just absolutely spectacular and perfect to be able to get in. If you want to do a surprising test, my friend, look at the sinus iridum mountain, the shitty image on Wikipedia, grab it, zoom in, over zoom as much as you can. Actually, it doesn't have to be that much zoomed in. Go look at Promontorium D at the end of the left side of sinus iridum, and you will see an exact replica, very similar but very, very small, of what I'm showing you with my own footage. And of course, it's clearer what I'm showing what the image of NASA took itself, because they're obviously not helping the thing very much for them to show the surface in a beautiful way. When they show you zoomed up images, NASA, it's snapshots of images that were taken further out. So when you zoom into the image, you're going to get closer to the image, not closer to the surface. And that's the difference. I could show you an image and zoom up in an image, or I could literally zoom up on the surface for you and then zoom up on the image. It's two different things. Are there children up there? I wonder if there are children up there. Wonder, 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 wonder who wrote the book of love. I can fill you in. Law, whatever I say is BS. I'm talking about the real truth. Truth you would only know firsthand. Let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the alien. There's no climate change. It is weather manipulation with HARP. Very possible. Talk a lot about that theory. I have no proof, but I would believe that that's very plausible, right? HARP, CERN, HARP, they're microwaving the air. If I go turn on the microwave right now for 30 seconds, I'm going to lose connection here because that's what they're doing. They're microwaving the air with a thin beam. So it's not a wide beam. They're grabbing a very thin beam with that HARP and they're beaming far away to certain areas. Alaska, they're calling no-fly zones. When HARP started back up very recently, a couple months ago, because they had stopped apparently, or is it CERN? Maybe it's CERN. Maybe I'm mixing up with CERN because they're back at it too, back at it doing their stupid tests. Thanks, Dana. So are you, Dana. Robin Phillips, Tony Brooks, you are not wrong. The Dead Sea Scrolls, there's another one I studied. The Dead Sea Scrolls now tell us that Noah's Ark was a pyramid. So truth is coming out. It's going to be everything we ever knew, guys. Everything that our parents taught us is now going to be changed. And then everything we taught your kids is now all going to be changed. Why do they do that? I don't know why they do that all the time. Yes, Darla is awesome. Hey, Janet Airlines. So sorry I missed you, my friend. Salut, Janet. That's about it. We get through the Great Crossing, a processional wobble. Yeah, I heard about that too. And this is what we're in, would be the wobble. And it's the unregulation of everything. Earth is spinning a bit faster, they said, for some reason. So thanks again, Stephen A. For you're like me, man. Those of you who eat this, it's like astronomy porn, right? It's awesome. Bruce, I believe there is a war up there and our government is embarrassed. That's why there's a deception. I really think so. Imagine if they're fighting in space, a war in space, and it's humans. Wouldn't be friggin' surprised. Yes, probably NASA is a satanic organization. In reality, NASA spells Satan. There's just a T missing. But they like hiding things. How do we hide? Just take out the T? No biggie. En espérant bientôt la vérité sur les ovnis. J'espère, Janet. J'espère que ça va sortir. Thank you, Dana Shiver. DeBong Johnny. Thanks for being here. I am going to get going, my friends. Hey, it's already 10 o'clock. 3, 4, 5 hours and 30 minutes of stream today, you guys. And I can't get enough. So it's going to happen. I'm a bit getting calmer there. I did a lot of things this month and last month, actually, here at the house. I mean, I have a life, right? A very, very quiet one, a hermit life. I love it. Research, and that's it. I can't leave the house. They'll kill me. Stay here and do the research. I get the old lady next door to bring me my groceries. Merci, William. On va se voir demain sur Avenue Québec Astronomie. Il va y avoir d'autres vidéos là demain, mon ami. Bruce, you were talking about Jim Carrey is Canadian. We just bought Ace Ventura. Both love these movies from my childhood. Yeah, same here. I remember the movies, man, and they're definitely awesome collectibles to have at the house to watch with the kids, to watch with anyone, even just watching it yourself. It's hilarious. Yeah, you said it, Jay Woodgate. They don't teach, they program. That's exactly it. Scary stuff. It was a good chat, Ugly Woman Can. Thanks for being a member, my friends. Carrie, thank you. Aurora. Speaking of Aurora, is the Aurora Projects. I feel the same, Bruce. School was about programming us in class. It really was. It was to program you to shut up and to, and how about that history? Oh my goodness. Explorers arrived and into the Pinta de Santa Maria. Then we did that. We all heard the same story about the pandemic infested blanket that we sent over to the Indians to get them sick. And then after that, I mean, it's such a basic, stupid story that I heard. It was ridiculous, which is like nothing was real. Not to be confused with Valley Girls. 2032 days from the wobble, which the sun will blow its shell. That is very scary. So we're talking about maximum 7 years, 6, 7 years, maybe something like that. The sun is supposed to blow off a chunk of itself. Guess what? The last time the sun blew off a chunk of itself, what if it made the moon? Maybe that's why the moon wound up beside Earth, right? After it went by the sun, then whoop, it maybe just so happened it just missed Earth, the plasma. And then what it did, it stuck to the rotation because Earth grabbed it in its orbit. I can see it now. We're laughing, and it's probably something like that happened. It's the worst of it. Hey, why are you guys valorizing Darla? This is my channel. Darla, get your own channel. I'm kidding. Always, Lazarus. Thank you very much, you guys. I love you all so much. Yeah, we're on the last wobble, my friend. So that means, yeah, it's coming soon. Damn right. Interesting, Sergeant Haggis. Yes, on my blog, I had published a photo where there was a tower on the moon, and after, no tower. Oh, tabarouette. Very interesting. Très intéressant. C'est une autre affaire. Il faut que j'examine les changements. I've seen changes, guys, on the moon. It's very hard to show them. It's the little spots. Like, honestly, notice it. I've even located a couple of new craters this way. I swear to you. Look, you have to do this every 3 months. You take the same image at the same time of the moon phase where the same terminator line is, and you always go back to the same area. And you go to an area where there's maybe 30 craters on the surface, and very rarely, but often enough, still, you could see new spots occurring where other little craters have occurred. So I don't think it's asteroids. I think they're blasting the surface, maybe. I don't know. Merci encore, Christian. They could be blasting the surface. Hey, Scratch. Wow. Lazarus Project. That's an amazing compliment. Thanks, man. Wow. Thank you very much. I got to start acting weird like him now. Ah oui, oui, beaucoup plus. Puis c'est de valeur, Janet, parce qu'il y en avait pas mal plus. Il y en avait autant, puis à un moment donné, plus en plus sur le réseau français. Jusqu'à temps que notre bricote, officiel bricolateur, maintenant Rec, la chaîne qui recadre et fout rien, a changé, essayé de changer la chaîne avec sûrement beaucoup d'autres personnes. Avec sûrement beaucoup d'autres personnes. J'ai juste que des policiers qui sont jaloux de moi. Hein, Darla? C'est pas des farces. Les attaques qui se fait sur ma chaîne. Thanks, Miss. Thanks a lot, you guys, for stopping by. It's greatly appreciated, every one of you. Who's sitting here watching and eating your kids' candy? I bet you most are. Gate Smasher, Ura, thanks for being here, my friends. Oh, yes, Nick Savage. Kanawaki is not far at all from here. It's minutes away from here. I'm not far from there at all. Kanawaki Reserve. That's where I followed my bus course, a refresh bus course, because as a bus driver, I used to drive a medical bus. I had a big run here. I was all by myself here for the region, the whole region, all the way to Côte d'Ivoire, and just outside of Montreal. I don't want to drive Montreal. No way in hell. And I went to the bus courses with a lot of people from Kanawaki. I met a lot of them. And yeah, when they blocked the bridge here in Kanawaki, it was all over the news. And that's where those of you that didn't know, but that saw a picture online of an Indian face to face with a Canadian soldier, happened right here, right at the bridge, Kanawaki, the Mercier Bridge. They blocked the bridge with reason too. I think there's lots of crap going on, so that we never know about, of course. Thanks for being here, you guys. Leftovers are the best. We've all been generationally, subconsciously controlled. Yep. Since they took control of the Fed in the 50s. Yes. You're in deep hypnosis. Yep. And the ones that are awake, the last Australian, the ones that are awake get caught because they stick out. And the government knows the ones that are awake. It's like somebody waking up and flipping out and start talking about everything. They'll reprogram you. That's what they'll do. Definitely reprogram you. The craft is cool. The lodges are creepy. Period. My opinion. Yes, it's exactly. Lodges are definitely creepy. Don't like seeing it at all, actually. Kathy, thanks for being here. Now you're making me hungry. Kit Kats, haven't had that in ages. Thanks, miss. Robin Phillips. Hey, guys, thanks everyone for being here. Interesting, the all live. Victor, merci, mon frère. On va se voir aussi sur... hey, belle image, man. On va se voir, Victor, sur OVNI Québec Astronomie. Je cherchais le nom de la chaîne. Hey, c'est un fuck you, ça? Est-ce qu'elle a ma loupe, tabarouette? Yes. Ah non, OK. Je pensais que t'avais le doigt de même. Hey, Victor, merci pour le grand sport, man. Hein? Mais on se voit demain. Have you all hit the subscribe button? Kazoo hopes to see you again soon. Yes, Kazoo. Kazoo, he left here once, and it was during Joe Biden's election. And he came back, and he smelled like beer. I don't know where the hell he went, but... Del Valle. No, I'm not. No, I confirm it. I'm not a Freemason. I know a lot about Freemasonry. I was interested because of the energy aspect. It's a Mason supposed to better himself, and it's that what Freemasonry does and what it represents are two different things. That's the thing. All the energy that I am portraying or that's going through me or that I'm feeling or that I talk about the energy, it's all a natural energy that I believe comes from a higher being or God, or that maybe we all have that energy inside of ourselves. So the energy that goes through my bones, my veins has nothing to do with any satanic rituals or anything. And even though I have a shitload of stuff, you can't like the stuff that I like, creepy stuff, without having creepy things. I like skull images and everything that represents death and the mysteries and everything of it all, but in a Vincent Price way and not in a Frankenstein way. You know, I'm not into the gory, right? But I'm into the secrets, the things, the scariest things that are on the internet sometimes that we fall upon. I went to visit the dark web one night. Don't go there. No matter how tough you are, don't go there. You're going to be freaked out. Guaranteed. If Bruce ever lets me on a stream, I'm not ugly. I'm just Irish, more than Italian. Hint, hint. Hey, Lazarus Project. Stick around next time, and you can come on. It's a bit late now, but yeah, of course, man. And all of you, including each and every one of you, you want to come in. You don't have to show yourselves either. You can hide your faces. And it'd be interesting talking about a lot of stuff. Lazarus Project, and as every one of you here, thanks for bringing up all these amazing theories and subjects. I mean, you guys are smart. I don't know all the theories, and I only know so much. I study a lot, but I do a lot of research in a lot of different fields. Guys, in the last 3 months, I studied the sun in a way where I learned more than anything I've ever learned in school, I think. And I realize that there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. And you got to take some and leave some, right? They're talking about, everything, the radial flux, the way, the Carrington rotation, the sunspots, solar flares, what's plasma, ionized gas, how the sun reacts, how it works. But nothing is necessarily 100% credible, So no, I'm not a Freemason, but I know all about them. I know absolutely all about them. Secret societies is one of my favorite fields and subjects in the past. Said it for many years. It's how I believe that all these spirits and spiritual encounters that are occurring around me is probably because I looked up all these dark things. I don't know. It's all about control, like you said. Yeah, remember, we are the peasants, and we always will be. We're living in a very large prison camp. That's exactly what we're living in here. Hey, Danny Jackson, that means a lot, bro. Thank you very much for saying that, man. Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah, lots of Masonic signs too, right? And but it's hard to tell by people like me. I've used the name Mr. Brucey 666 when I was studying secret societies, but not presenting that I'm a devil. There's two things. Somebody can have skulls, like a lot of people do. And I don't know if you know it, but people that do the research and people that are researching certain things will often have a skull. It represents certain things to different people, but it represents death to me. Basically, that's what it represents. It's what we're from, right? The skull represents our life as we know it. And it intrigues me. I believe that was manipulated. That skull has changed shapes and forms many times over the years, no matter how they did that. So a great big thank you to everyone for coming by the channel. An absolutely amazing support that you all gave the channel. And if I missed anyone's comments, which I obviously did, so sorry if I did. I would love to join and donate. Just can't bring myself to support the CCP and DARPA financially. But earlier today, I saw that I could send a money order. I like that opinion. Hey, awesome. Anyway, as long as you're not supporting DARPA. Yeah, DARPA. Seventh Note, official. Nice to see you again. Yep, that's right. Could be Seventh Note. Yeah, smart cam. I get it. Better to give me the card number. I won't tell anyone. Nice tribers. And the mountain just being in the chat is supporting. Yes, Dana. That's absolutely right. It's how I got here. It's how I got here to be able to have contributors. Is that all the people that came here? Cave drawings. Wow, Gate Smasher. Cave drawings. Another incredibly interesting thing. I'd love to witness them for myself, guys. I want to travel. I'd love to travel to the pyramids and to be able to make a YouTube channel and travel and just show people all around the world. I envy those people so much. It's must be such a beautiful life. So all these buildings on the moon looks like a compound to me. It looks like you look at it and you know that it's not a house there with kids in a yard. It's something massive with connections, large areas that would hold lots of vehicles. Just to tell you, in that rectangle that we saw there, they could easily fit 5 to 10,000 vehicles in there. Easily, maybe even 30,000 vehicles, depending on how deep or how many levels there are. Compound to me. And who's to say that all these spaceships we are seeing is taking those evil shits off planet, yes, or children to Texas due to torture, yeah, or is that what you said to Texas? Because I know there's lots going on in Texas too. Incredible what's going on. Thanks for sharing, Marlene. Nice to see you. So, guys, a great, big, amazing evening to you all. Darla, Mods, Dana, the Stats, and the whole gang. Carrie, Eve, XX, hello. Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for listening in, guys. I hope we got some new people here tonight. And if you are new, well, I got some sun videos, some moon videos, infrared videos, a bunch of cool captures just these past 2 months. The triangle, the dark triangle, a real dark triangle. Check out the videos, guys. Yeah, that's what they say, Carrie, that it is bull crap. It's bullshit, the climate change. Made up for more control of the peasants, in my opinion. I read that before. How odd. Good stream, and thank you all. Much love, peace, and respect. Thanks to you guys. Hey, thanks to Lazarus Project. Lazarus Project, and any one of you, you want to have a 20-minute, half an hour chat or an hour chat, you come on by anytime. So just come by once in a while, man. And when I see you again, I'll fit in the time. And if you don't have time, doesn't matter. We'll do it next time when you have time. Come on for a couple minutes and we'll talk. We'll shoot the shit, man. Well, we'll talk about some good stuff. You brought up some really good points, seriously. And I'll be honest with you, my community is really interested in all that stuff. So, hi, Lisa. Thanks a lot. Black-eyed children. I think they're scary. I got pitch black eyes, by the way. No brown. Black, black, black. All the way to here. Yeah, black eyes. The girls liked it when I was younger. Like the black eyes. The black eyes look mysterious. So if you're a drug addict and you have black eyes, when the cops stop you, you literally look like like Satan. You don't have any center pupils in your eye. Where the hell are my pupils? Thank you, Mist. Thanks, everyone. Dana, thanks a lot, eh? Shanti, everyone that was here. Carrie, it was a great chat, you guys. We'll have some more. Lots more during the week. I'll try to fit a few in. It's funny you say that, though. Things that we don't notice, eh? Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen anyone with black. Okay, let's try to notice it now. Politicians with black eyes. We'll come back next week and we'll talk about it, Andrew. I'll tell you how many black eyes I see. I bet you guarantee we don't see any blue eyes. Thank you very much, Gate Smasher. Hoorah. Thanks, my friend. Hoorah. Can I wear your lizard outfit? Sure. We are, Jay Woodgate. You're absolutely right about that, brother. Every one of us are. Damn right. Absolutely, man. You stop in whenever, man. Like I said, there's no date, man. Whenever you can. And when you stop in, if you don't have time to get on, doesn't matter. But you're welcome to, and we will from here to Christmas for sure. Gracias, Luz. Thank you, eh? Thanks, you guys. Thank you very much. Talk to you all very soon. Sorry for all the comments I missed. It was not deliberate. Thanks, mods. Talk to you very soon, guys. Bye-bye. If you're watching the videos, take the time to come back, like the videos, thumbs up if you do appreciate the videos, and do a test. Come back the next day to see, or whenever you do come back, go back on that video that you liked last week to see if your thumbs is still up. I guarantee you 90% of the time, your thumbs will be taken off, and that's how they're rolling back the channel that way too. So all the thumbs up is greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot, you guys.